What's up, guys? We're gonna be painting a rifle today, your fighting rifle. So I always paint every single rifle I have. You wear camouflage, so let's get your rifle to have a little bit of camouflage itself. So this one has a few new parts to it, so a lot of it's faded from how much I use it, so we're gonna repaint it. This is some of the stuff you need. We got masking tape, paint, gloves if you want, some type of texture to lay over, give a little bit of a design, and then some foliage. Basically the only thing that's going to be the same for me than for some of you is the prep, and then the rest, it all depends on where you live or what kind of style you're going to do. Yeah, so depending on your style and stuff, because you could be doing just a cosmetic one that you want to look good, but we're going to do one for fighting and camo. So we're going to do a technique a lot of animals and predators have. Some people talk about it. It's called counter shading. So with the top of the rifle, we're going to paint it a lot darker than the bottom, and that helps trick the eyes and stuff for all the natural shadows to just kind of disappear. So the first whole coat across everything will be tan. Then we're going to do flat earth, and then after that we're going to do it just depth. We'll do darker deep forest green. Then after that we are going to do army green with the lightest color on top of like foliage, because when you look out at the trees, the darker leaves are behind because of the shadows, and then lighter up front. So we're going to mask everything off, and then I'll go over what to mask. All right, forgot to mention, I wiped this all down with rubbing alcohol, mostly on all the joints, and I took my bolt carrier out just so I didn't have to relube it after. But all the joints, because that's where a lot of like your lube and stuff is going to come out. So I wiped everything clean and just made sure everything is dry so all that can stick well. And for the things to mask are your trigger, your glass on your optics, your flash hider or whatever. If you have a muzzle device, make sure you tape that up so you don't get no paint in your barrel. And your light. You can tape up more stuff if you want. Like if you're super picky and you want your logos to show, that's fine. Didn't cover up my turrets because they're covered. And then on the magnifier, I left them because I don't need my turrets on my magnifier. They stay pretty well, so. But took my stock off because I do not want to retape my foam pad back on, and there's no wear to this still, so that's good. But we're gonna hop into doing the first coat. So when you start doing your coats, you want to do a light dusting and keep it as light as possible. You can always do more coats, but you can never take away, because you don't want to have any runs or fish eyes or anything like that. So you just want to do light dusting and keep it light. You don't want to go too heavy with it. So we're starting with tan, and we're going to do the whole rifle, bottom, top, side, everything. Do the light dusting, so we'll flip it around and do the other side. So we flipped it around, so we'll hit this side now. Make sure you stay quite a bit away, because when you get really close, that's how you get runs. Just do light dusting from a distance. So good first light coat. Got a lot of coverage. We'll let that dry for a few seconds, maybe a minute or two. Then we'll come back, finish it up, cover the whole thing with your first coat of tan, and then we'll move to dark earth brown. All right, so we let that dry for a bit. Time to go get some of the spots and splotches we missed. So make sure you just hit all the stuff in slightly different angles to get all those nooks and crannies that you missed the first time. And also you're still going to add 3 more colors to this. So you're going to get coverage. So you don't need to worry about too much. Flip it to the other side now. So we flipped it, we're gonna hit this side again now. We're gonna get the underside really good now, because this is the main part for this light coat. So that's looking pretty good. Coverage is good. So we're gonna let this chill out a little bit to dry. And then we're gonna come from the top and dust the top with the brown. All right, so we got our next color, flat earth brown. It's dried a little bit, so we're gonna just kind of dust the top of it. We don't wanna get the bottom too much with this color, because that's gonna give that two-tone counter shading thing we talked about. So we'll start dusting it from this angle to get to the top. Again, just light dust, because you can always come back and add more if you need it. Let that dry for a second before we flip it and hit the other side. Hop into the other side now. Kind of just make sure it's downward angle. Try to get all that dust on top, not too much on the bottom. Flip it around, do one more last coat on the other side, get all the little specks that we missed, and then we'll start doing the design and stuff. All right, so you kind of see the fade. It's kind of what you want. Probably hit the grip a little bit more. There you go. You got your counter shaded AR. Let that dry, and then we'll start laying some stuff out. So we did the brown. We're doing flat deep forest green now. Do the darkest one first, and then go to the lightest. But make sure your netting, your next texture is going to be pushed pretty close to the gun, so you can get the design of it. And we'll just kind of do streaks. But so like, we'll do it over here so you can see a little bit better. Getting some of that to come through a little bit, that like honeycomb. You can see it a little bit better there. But coming through a little bit there. And this is just to break it up a little bit. But we'll flip it over, do it again to the next side. So we got the netting laid out again. On the other side, gonna hit it with that green. You don't want to cover too much of the brown. You still want some of that to come through. But we're gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna hit it with the last little bit of green. But we got our foliage laid out. We'll do this section, move the grass over, do that section. Last color, flat army green. Kind of just dust it over, get a little bit more coverage, and it should be coming together. All right, let that dry for a second before we peel everything off and then move it over. So we moved it over, kind of just make sure you hit it from the top. And let that dry, and then repeat on the other side. So let that dry, we flipped it over. We're gonna hit it one last time and on this side, and then move it, get it all done, and then let it dry, and I'll show you the final results. And that's how she looks with all my tape back on it, my sling, my ranger bands and everything. I'll throw a picture of it, how it used to look, so you guys can see. But I think it turned out pretty nice. Lighter underside, a little bit darker on the top. But yeah, think she turned out pretty good. But that's how I paint it. But thank you guys again for everything. We're at like 230 subscribers. That means a lot to me. Gonna keep pushing out content, hopefully to get some stuff to help with some POVs later, and get some gear in here to review for you, so you don't have to spend your money. Let me spend my money. I'll let you know what I think of it. But thank you again, guys. Really means a lot.